goes through. Corinthians chapter 10 verse 4. For the weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds, casting down imaginations and every high thing that exalted itself against the knowledge of the Most High, and bringing it into captivity every thought to the obedience of Hamashiach. Right. So that's the main mission for us as men of Yahawah from Hamashiach. Persuade our people to salvation. You know what I mean? Persuading our people to the right way.
Okay, what time are you going to be in Stratford then? I'll be in Stratford around 5, 6.
Isaiah 49 and 2. He hath made my mouth like a sharp sword. In the shadow of his hand have he hid me, and made me a polished shaft. In his quiver have he hid me. Right, because again, it says in his hand he has hid us. So what's that talking about? We're covered, man. Do my prophets no harm. What else? He said, wherever two or three are gathered, there I am in the midst. Okay, that's right. So verse 3, and he said unto me, Thou art my servant, O Israel, in whom I will be glorified. Then I said, I have labored in vain, I have spent my strength for naught, and in vain. Yet surely my judgment is with Yahawah, and my work with my God. Right, because when you come in and speak, you realize everything, your whole past life was all vanity, bro. You labored in vain. But when you come in the truth, the scripture says, I'm redeeming the time. You're investing your time more wisely. Why? Because you know that the days to come are evil. This is Ephesians chapter 5, verse 14. Wherefore he saith, Awake, thou that sleepest. Wherefore he saith, Awake, thou that sleepest, and arise from the dead, and Hamashiach shall give thee light. Seeing then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Buying back the time, man. Okay? Buy back the time. But you spend a lot of time in foolishness, man. That dead estate. You know what I mean? That dead estate. But now that we woke a lot, right? Put money away, man, for the kingdom. So it said, redeeming the time, because the days are evil. Wherefore be ye not unwise, but understanding what the will of the Lord is. And be not drunk with wine, wherein is excess, but be filled with the Spirit, man. Speaking to yourselves in psalms and hymns and spiritual songs, singing and making melody in your heart to the Lord. That's right, man. So pretty much when you come to this truth, you acquire a sense of peace. Now, me, I don't have shit, man. But I still have a sense of confidence. I ain't got shit, I ain't got my own place, I don't have a car, I have nothing that these people have in the world. But I'm whole, man. This truth makes you whole. It makes you complete, like you're not in need of anything. You're not in want of nothing. You understand? Sometimes you do get them insecurities though. Because you know, look, like if you was without this truth you was in the world, you'd be a bum. You'd be like what they would call like a dust. But yeah, man, you come in the street, you just got a sense of confidence about it.
Feel more secure, you know. More than most things.
It's red. Let me go back to Isaiah 49, verse 4. Then I said, I have labored in vain. I have spent my strength for naught and in vain. Yet surely my judgment is with Yahawah and my work with my God. Right, so that's basically, us coming to this truth. Okay? Yet surely my judgment is with Yahawah and my work is with my God. Okay? So therefore we have to be about our Father's business. It says, and now saith Yahawah, that formed me from the womb to be his servant, to bring Jacob again to him. Though Israel be not gathered, yet shall I be glorious from the eyes of Yahawah, and my God shall be my strength. That's right. So what they say is that we're going to gather the elect together through the ministry of this word. Because what's basically happening here is that what? The Lord is gathering together the kingdom to come. A holy tabernacle. Right? They say the temple of the living God, an assembly of just men made perfect, if I'm not mistaken. Hebrews 13, verse 22. But ye are come unto Mount Zion, and unto the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels. That's right. So we're the city of the living God. This is what's happening. And the Most High is using certain men to accomplish this, man. And that's all the brothers that you see in all the different camps you see in America and Jamaica. Alright? In the UK. There's a brother out there in Nigeria. The Most High is using those.
Australia, I saw a brother in Australia. That's the first time I've seen him.
It's like a capitalist thing.
Italy.
Italy as well. You know, Holland, Hawaii. There's that brother over there in Hawaii. You know, South Africa. The brother in South Africa. You know, there's so many cars I can't keep up with. But like I said, the Most High is resurrecting the tabernacle of David. And that's the city of the living God. That's the but ye are come unto Mount Zion and unto the city of the living God. Showing you when it says a mount, that's talking about an actual government, a tabernacle. Mount Zion and mountains is also referred to the other nations, the governments of the other nations. They said, and unto the city of the living God, the heavenly Jerusalem, and to an innumerable company of angels, right? So where it says that the kingdom of heaven is within you, we're the heavenly Jerusalem. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's being resurrected right now. And it's happening right before the eyes of the people, of our people, but they don't see. Because they haven't been chosen. They've been called, but they haven't been chosen. Man. That's why when you're in this truth, grateful you have this truth, man. A lot of our people, what the Paul says, and I tell you, even weeping, that they're the enemies of the cross, man. A lot of our people, they're the enemies. They're the enemies of this kingdom. And they're holding back progress, man. And those of our people that come up mocking this word, trying to discredit the Bible, they're the very same ones holding up progress. And you know what? They're just so deceived that they think they're about their people, they're about black people and shit. When they come up here condemning the very same thing that's about their people. But they don't realize it because they've been blinded, man. That's all the work of the heavenly Father. You know, there's a way that seemeth right unto a man, but the way thereof is the way of death, man. They seem right in their eyes what they're doing, but they don't realize that they've been deceived.
The book of Malachi, 3 and 13, your words have been stout against me, says Yahawah. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against them? Ye have said, it is a vain thing to serve Yahawah. And what profit is it that we have kept?
Read that again.
It's the book of Malachi, chapter 3 and 13. Your words have been stout against me, says Yahawah.
They've been stout meaning proud. But
yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against them?
What have we spoken against them? Meaning our people don't realize that they're doing evil. They're deceived. When they come up here giving the sacrifice of fools, their mentality is what? It says, what did it say?
Ye have said it is a vain thing to serve Yahawah. Your words have been stout against me, says Yahawah. Yet ye say, what have we spoken so much against them?
Yeah, what have we spoken against them? You understand? Our people say, what are we doing wrong? Some people, again, they've been deceived. Most have put the spirit of where our people don't realize how they're offended. And that's the purpose of us to come out here to let them know what their transgressions are. To make them, to sober them with this word. Before that cold bucket over their head, man. You know what I mean? So they're saying what? They're saying, wherein have we offended, basically? So we go and read on.
And it says, ye have said it is a vain thing to serve Yahawah. And what profit is it that we have kept his ordinance, and that we have walked mournfully before the Lord of hosts?
Exactly. So they don't see, that's why a lot of our people don't come up with, because they don't see where they're coming. When they go get out of, especially when you say the word Bible to them, you say the word Bible to our people, right from there, they just feel exactly. Right from there, they just feel it's some bullshit, man. I remember times where I pulled a sister over and I say something about the Bible. Straight away, she rejected it. Straight away, they rejected it. Because the Bible to them is some foolishness.
It's a white man's book.
Huh?
That's why you say it's a white man's book.
White man's book. Right? But a lot of the time, because they've been let down so much by the churches, these pastors touching the unholy ghost.
No hope. There's no hope.
No hope. Because when you bring in the Bible, you're thinking of these churches. Again, that's the Most High choosing their delusions, man. So read that again. It says, "For what profit is us that we should keep His ordinances?" That's what the brothers read out of Malachi, man. So what are we going to profit you? Well, the scripture says, what did I read before? It says, wash you from your wickedness that thou mayest be saved. So that's the reason. So you don't get destroyed in the time to come. So the Most High unleashes them death angels on our people. You don't get caught up in the madness, man. Because what did it say? Let me read it, man. It says this. Ecclesiasticus 40 verse 9. Death and bloodshed, strife and sword, calamities, famine, tribulation, and the scourge. These things were created for the wicked, and for their sakes came the flood, man. So you don't get caught up in these different spirits, man. Because the Most High will unleash the left-hand side of the spirit world in the time to come. In the time of tribulation, the great tribulation, such as never was since there was a nation. That time is fast approaching, man. You see what's going over there in the States? People don't know what's really going on, man. People might know surface level information like the lockdown, the coronavirus, the don't take it to max. And some people might know about the chip and everything, but people don't understand how how can I say? There's a food crisis, man, because of the shipping exports from China and certain like major countries like China and Japan. They do a lot of exporting, shipping certain foods over to the Americas. A lot of that's been stopped because of the lockdowns, man.
Excuse me. Sorry to bother you, but what's the name of the church?
This is just where the Israelites. We know also the Israelites.
Yes, I know, but are you from the GOCC group?
Great Millstone.
Huh?
Great Millstone.
Great news.
GMS.
Thank you.
Okay. Right. So, what? There's basically what's going on. Is basically the shipping that they're doing from China over to the America. A lot of that has been delays. A lot of delays in shipping these things. So America's not getting the supplies and the foods that it usually was getting. So a lot of these stores, okay, are not receiving a lot of those foods that they used to be getting. So what's that going to cause? That's going to cause prices rising up, man, for shipping exports. And that's going to cause price rising for a lot of the foods that's being sold, man. Prices is rising up. So what's that talking about? Famine, man. So that's going to bring about famine. So a lot of these lockdowns, that's causing a lot of joblessness, a lot of homelessness. People can't pay their rents. Suicide, man. Higher crime escalation. More drug abuse. More prostitution rising. Right? All these things is going on. So America is steadily declining, man. But people are still deluded, as the word dreams lift up fools, man. So what's the main dream that our people want to invest in the country that this house now continues, man?
They want that American dream, you know?
They want that American dream, man. And what people dream when you're when they say the most I put upon them the spirit of slumber, man. I think that's I'm really getting video. Where's that? That's on Romans. Romans 11, right? Verse 7. What then? Israel have not obtained that which he seeketh for, but the election have obtained it, but the rest were blinded. According as it is written, the Most High have given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. That's it, man. So you better be careful that you be not deceived. Jesus said, let no man deceive you by any means, man. So again, man, you gotta thank the Most High that we got this truth. Because that we got the real wine, man. There's a lot of our people, they got the wrong wine. They've been made drunken by the wrong philosophy, man. And it's the Most High that's given them that. He said he has given them the spirit of slumber. Right? But yet he's given us this knowledge. He's separating the sheep from the goats, man. Right now there's a separation going on right now. The Lord is separating the elect from the 2/3. Even right now, the Lord is gathering together the nation not desired, as I was reading before, man. Right? that sifting process on a spiritual level. When it's saying just real quick from the here. Let me hear real quick. Chapter 4, verse 37. Lo, thy sons come, whom thou sentest away. They come gathered together from the east to the west by the word of the Holy One, rejoicing in the glory of the Most High. That's the tabernacle. That's the tabernacle. That's the same men that were with King David. They're risen up in these last days. Where the Most High is waking us up. Because he loves us. He's warning us of the impending danger. He's readying us for the salvation to come. For the 2/3 of our people, the Most High is leaving them asleep. Showing you that the great love wherein He loved us, brothers us in His truth, the great love that He loved us. When He sent forth His Spirit to wake us up from this drunken estate, man. But this, when I say folly is set in great dignity, folly is dignified here, man. When the Most High separate us from this folly, man, from this nonsense.
In Revelation chapter 11 and verse 11, and after 3 days and a half, the Spirit of life from Yahawah entered into them, and they stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them which saw them.
Right, the Spirit of life entered into them. What's that referring to? That's talking about this word, man. Because when they say my words, they are spirit and they are life, you look at that little piece. So I'm saying John chapter 6 verse 63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth. Right? The flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. Like on the spread, the Most High sent His Spirit, okay, into their, what do you say? The Spirit from the Most High entered into them, then He stood upon their feet, and great fear fell upon them that saw them. So what let's talk about is the Spirit that quickeneth, that maketh us alive. That's right. Because before we were dead to the Most High. But we were alive according to the world, man.
I'll just say one thing.
Oh man, I know you're
See,
gonna
I'm
say
saying
some
this
stupid
attitude. You're spreading the word of God and you're saying.
I'm gonna see you gonna come so foolish,
No,
man.
man.
What you
See what
gonna
I'm
say?
saying? It's the words of God. If you represent the words of God, you'll be peace. No, man. Is that the word of God? Godly is look. Okay, brother. How are you? What are you going to say?
The energy that you came with was like aggressive, innocent.
No, I wasn't aggressive. I can tell you was
No,
also
what I'm saying is, if I came with that aggressive and you're
Yeah,
godly,
yeah.
you say, how are you?
Where's that? Show me that. All the verses.
For humbleness.
Now, what do you want to say, man?
Humbleness. I'm trying to say that what we're dealing with right now with the vaccine and that is food, but it's a frequency war what we're dealing with, yeah? The truth of who you are, when you stop digesting, yeah, completely for a long time, you reach a certain frequency, which is such a high stage.
Hey, let's go back to the point about the Spirit.
Look, you want everyone to be at one and at peace, and everyone's going to subscribe to that. What do you want?
Let's go back to
So the main thing is to hearken, man. We're not gonna be saved by listening to you, man. So
What, you're going to be saved by leaving the book?
Yeah, we are.
see what I'm saying? That's why we don't want to listen to you guys. You're gonna come up blasphemy. This is what I'm saying, John 6 and
So listen, let me hear what someone says. By reading that book, am I going to overcome the tyranny of the mind, the intellect, and the environmental circumstances? And reach, wait. So 1 second. Am I going to overcome, one question, by reading that book, am I going to overcome the tyranny of the mind, the intellect, and the environmental circumstances? And reach the central point within myself.
The Bible says if anyone
When?
be ignorant, let him be ignorant. So if you want to be ignorant,
When?
Why did you speak in English, man?
No, that's what
long
it's
words,
actually.
man. You said these long words. They speak English.
No, that's it. Am I going to reach the central point within myself by reading that book?
No,
I've
it's
always
cool.
been.
Peace not thus saith the Lord, then
You said there's no peace to the wicked, man.
What?
But let me go back. This is St. John 6 and 63. It is the Spirit that quickeneth, the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life. You know what I'm saying? So
Alright, so can I say one thing? Yeah?
Oh, man.
Alright, check this out. If the children are attached to their parents, yeah? Then
Yeah,
they get
so,
sent-
so
wait,
the
can I say
spirit
one
quickeneth,
thing?
man, made alive, man. Because right now, the people, we're dead, man. The
How we
people,
dealing with
we're no
trauma?
different. The scriptures
And
like
you've
us
got
to the other
practical
nations of
techniques of
people.
dealing with trauma. That's what we need.
Because when Peter received that vision of the sheep knitting at the
Living in
four
the past.
corners, and on it was four-footed beasts and all these unclean creatures, what did the angel say to Peter? Arise, kill and eat. Well, Peter turned around and said, oh, I can't eat nothing that's unlawful for me to eat. But he said, don't call that common or unclean that which I've cleansed, basically. So as a people, because that all the four-footed beasts on that sheep represent the house of Israel, man. Our people in that dead state of mind, living after the ways of the Gentiles.
That's not
Unclean
practical,
through the
man.
mannerisms of the other nations. So prior to us coming, prior to us coming into this truth, prior to us coming into this truth, we were just like that. We were unclean, just like the four-footed unclean beast, man.
Can I say one thing quickly first?
But what it says, it says it is the spirit that quickeneth. So it's the spirit that makes us alive. What it says, God, the Most High is not the God of the dead, but the God
You're
is
not working
living,
towards
man.
conclusions, you're working from
So it says,
conclusions.
the flesh profiteth nothing. The words that I speak unto you, they are spirit and they are life, right? So living according to the flesh, that's not going to profit you nothing, man. That's not going to profit you nothing. You know, sometimes when I converse with these people here, I think I'm doing the right thing. When you realize that they didn't say nothing, man.
This is not the words coming out.
Yeah, they're trying to like distract the topic.
Huh?
Humans are trying to change the topic, you know?
Trying to bring in some other wine. You need to allow yourself to be drunken by this wine.
Brainwashed.
Our people are drunken, but with the wrong liquid, man.
Drinking that, man. Eat this roll up, man.
Eat this roll.
Okay.
That's right. So going back to Romans 11, verse 8, according as it is written, the Most High hath given them the spirit of slumber, eyes that they should not see, and ears that they should not hear until this day. Right. Before the Yahawah said, he said, blessed are your eyes for they see, man. Read that. Blessed are your eyes for they see. This is basic, man. This is basic. Sometimes things are so basic, you stop going in. They're so basic. But it means a lot, though. This is Matthew 13. Let me start from 10. 13 verse 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou unto them in parables? What's a parable, man? Like a dark saying. A lot of our people get tripped up with the Lazarus thing, man. And they try to justify there being a hell through the parable of Lazarus. They said that the rich man, he was in hell because the tables got turned and he was in hell begging a drop of water. But they don't understand that that's a parable. It's a dark saying. Right? So hold on, that's Matthew 13 and 10. Let me hold that real quick. And get Proverbs, right? Chapter 1. Verse 6. To understand the proverb and the interpretation, the words of the wise and their dark sayings, man. Alright? Let me start from verse 5. A wise man will hear and will increase learning. Now that guy that came up, was he trying to hear? Hell no. He was trying to preach. Now we're going to listen to him. So it said, a wise man will hear and will increase learning. So he would have increased learning. So it said, and a man of understanding will attain unto wise counsels. Is this not a wise counsel? This is wise counsel. And it's not of our own, but it's of the Most High. Yahawah. We're here talking about the words of our Father. So it said, to understand the proverb and the interpretation, right? The words of the wise and their dark sayings. Right. Let's go back to Matthew 13, and 10. And the disciples came and said unto him, why speakest thou to them in parables? He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given. So a lot of our people are not worthy. They're not worthy. That guy, he was, I can see, you know when this just says, a man may be known by his meat, man. That's why Judge came up. Then he was like, oh, what was that? He was like, oh, you saying, oh, is that the Holy Spirit? You know, I'm thinking, nah, being wise, we can see that you're fruit, man. His eyes, man. Yeah, so he came like a scoffer, man. You know what I mean? He didn't come up with respect. If a man has respect, well, the first thing you do is you be there for it. You might listen, you might stand there, you might listen.
It's 2 Corinthians 4 and 3 says, but if our gospel be hid, it is hid to them that are lost.
Right. If our gospel, if these mysteries be hidden, it's hidden to them that are what? Lost.
Psalms 25 and 14 reads, the secret of Yahawah is with them that fear him.
Right.
And he will show them his covenant.
Because they're worthy. They were found worthy, man. The secret of the Most High is with them that fear him.
First Corinthians 2 and 10 it reads, but Yahawah have revealed them unto us by the Spirit, for the Spirit searches all things, yea, the deep things of Yahawah.
Because that's scripture, isn't it? See, the Lord has revealed these unto us, man. The poor, the maimed, the halt, the blind. He's revealed these secrets unto the low. See, and there's a precept that says, the Most High behind. Yeah, hold on. Where is it? Hold on. See if I can find it. Bear before set up. Yeah, Psalms 130. Yeah, Psalms 138, verse 6. Though Yahawah be high, yet have he respect unto the lowly, but the proud he knoweth afar off. Right. He's going to say, though the Most High be high, he have respect unto the lowly. Like I was saying, the old, the blind, the poor, he's revealed the mysteries unto them. To the Most High be very high, he have respect unto the lowly, man. That's why there's a saying that opposites attract. Most High's high, but he respects a creature that's not like himself. Lowly.
Favorite cattle is the sheep.
Huh?
His favorite cattle animal, the cattle is the sheep.
Say that again?
Most High's favorite cattle is the sheep.
The sheep, man.
His favorite bird is the dog, which is related to the nation today. You see walking up and down today with 2 toes,
Yeah.
People love
The broken feet, man. That's right. That's right, man. The Lord have respect unto the lowly. Because you endure, man, you're going to endure with His word. The Lord respect a man that can endure temptation. You can respect him. Because you're lowly, you're poor, you're afflicted. But you can endure even in your weakness. Because when you're weak, that's when you're strong. Lord respects that. Most High respects that.
That's why the Most High is praised when you fast.
Huh?
When you fast that week.
When you're weak, exactly. There you go. That's right.
Remember there's a time that Benjamin was attacking the other tribes, and then the other Israelites, they fasted and they attacked Benjamin.
Yeah.
That time,
You know what I mean? That's right.
When you're in a sober state, like it's in a low, like a state of suffering, the most high can hear your efforts.
Yeah.
Long suffering. Most high is long suffering.
Exactly. That's right.
Fruitless spirit.
Right. You know what I mean? What did Job say? What is man that thou even consider him, man? You see what I'm saying? What is man that thou even look upon him? But yeah, let's go back to Matthew 13, verse 11. He answered and said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to them it is not given, man. See, majority of our people, even though they have, people talk about it, fear not the incredulity of them that trouble them. Because them ones that, what's the word incredulity is unbelief. The reason why they have no belief is because they're not worthy. Most of them choose them. So that's why by their works you will know them. When you teach this word and they don't believe, that's a sign that the Most High not dealing with you, man. You're not special. You're not special. If you were special, you would have given you the gift of faith. Right? So let's read on. For whosoever have, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever have not, from him shall be taken away even that he have. Right? If you have works, the Most High will give. He will give you a reward. If you have no works, the Lord will cast you. That man that said, oh, I feared you because he was an austere man. He had no works. He didn't occupy. So what did the Lord do to him? Cast him into outer darkness.
Spirit, because the last video I just made today was about, the Most High checking out your works.
Say again, Slocko.
The last video I made today was about the Most High talking about your works,
Yeah.
And so that's the spirit that you mentioned that about everything the Most High
That's right. That's right, man. You understand? But you also got to fear, man. You also got to fear. Because you can be out here doing the work and still get destroyed. So you better make sure that you examine yourself, and including me, bro. Including me. You know what I mean?
Since we are being hearers of the word, doers of the word, be hearers.
Yeah.
Don't deceive yourself.
But that's what I'm trying to say. You can be a doer of the word and still get destroyed, man. That's where the fear comes in. That's why you always got to doubt yourself. And that's what the word modest means. The word modest means doubting your own abilities. You doubt yourself, meaning you have a very modest outlook on yourself. You don't believe that you're worthy. That's what made Ezra marvelous before the Most High eyes, because he had a very modest opinion of himself. Let me get it.
Sometimes you'll feel bad for not feeling. Sometimes you'll feel bad for not even feeling worthy, but then like you say, man, that's a gift, man. Honestly,
Having that humility, humbleness of mind. Let me get it. This is what's the scripture? And here it is, like, this is it. This is 2nd Esdras, chapter 8, verse 48. In this also, thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself, as it becometh thee, and hast not judged. In that thou hast humbled thyself, as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. That's right. So that's what made him marvelous, man. That's what made Ezra marvelous in the eyes of the Most High. That he didn't judge himself and has not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous, man. So that's the mentality you're going to have towards yourself. Not being puffed up because the Lord has given you an abundance of revelations, man. Because what balanced out Paul is that he knew he did a lot of fuckery, man. He was killing a lot of the brothers that were in the truth. That's what kept him humble. That's why the Most High made him kill brothers in the truth. And then bring him into the truth. Made him kill brothers and then bring him in the truth that he'll feel bad about himself. Because of what he did, man. See, when the Lord said bear your cross, because again, that was Paul's cross, the fact that he knew he was killing brothers in the truth, man. That was his cross, that he committed a lot of sins. Unknowingly. So even your very sins are your cross, man. In this road to salvation, your sins, that's what keeps you humble, knowing that you did a lot of abominations in your part of life. And you're not worthy to be counted among the righteous. That's what makes you marvelous. I was waiting for him to leave. I know he's a Muslim, I can tell. That's something you can tell. You know what I'm saying? The Most High can make you commit sins, man. Yeah? And that's why David said, my sin is always before me. Sin is ever before me. My sins are ever before me, man. Meaning the guilt of the sin. Because he committed two sins that was worthy of death. He had Uriah put to death, put him in the front line of battle, had him killed, and then he took his wife, Bathsheba, and committed adultery. And that's why David said, my sin is ever before me, meaning his guilt over what he did. So he didn't believe he was worthy, man. Sometimes you don't even pray, man. You don't even feel like you're worthy to pray. I've had that a lot of times. Even to say Yahawah and his son's name, man. Yeah. You know, at times when you're feeling like you don't even want to say their name. I feel not worthy to say the name. When there's something in my spirit that tells me I have to, because if I don't do anything, there you go. Exactly. That's what my spirit tells me. Like, thank you. If I don't pray, then it's not going to do anything. You know? If you don't pray, then you got to talk about you have to confess your sins and not hide them. No matter what, man. Because yeah. You know, it's right. I tell you, I will share everything that you did, man. Because the angels are recording us. He says, they're beholding the eyes of
I want to apologize for last week's Sabbath. I don't know what happened, man. When you went to spud me. When you went to spud me, Sabbath gone.
Yeah. Oh no, yeah, no.
I don't know what happened, man. I was like,
oh yeah. Now you was caught up in what you
yeah. Ah, yeah.
You know, when it's nothing to you that you don't remember, but that's stuck in the brother's mind.
Yeah, man. Yeah. Because I love this brother. How you guys going, man? Yeah, man.
That's the beauty of this truth. That's the beauty of this truth. Going back to what you were saying about the brother was in my dream last night.
That's right. That's the spirit.
The brother was thinking, you apologize to the brother, so you don't get offended.
Yeah, had to. So, you know, it's one in the spirit.
I got a precept, yeah? Let's look at the Sirach, chapter 23, verse 19.
Yeah.
Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahawah are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men, and considering the most secret parts.
Right. So read that again.
Sirach 23, verse 19. Such a man only feareth the eyes of men, and knoweth not that the eyes of Yahawah are 10,000 times brighter than the sun, beholding all the ways of men and considering the most secret parts.
Exactly, that's
so
right.
Going back to what we're saying, like the angels see everything that we do, beholding, he's watching. So they're watching us 24/7. So like, you can't hide our sins, man.
No, you can't hide your sins, man. So you might as well confess. It's better to confess.
That's right.
You know, when you confess to see that waste, you don't walk around with that burden.
That's right.
Right. It clears that there's a clear spirit, man. You know what I mean? If you hoard it up.
So I need to
Exactly. That's why I said he's filled with the sin of his youth. In Job 20, he said his bones is filled with the sin of his youth. This was a mountain of sin, iniquity. And you don't want that to be your case, so it's best to confess it. To get it off your chest, man. You know?
That's why every time I see a chariot, my mind just thinks about mercy. Because that chariot is that someone else.
Right.
You know, you don't know what you know. My that chariot is what told you just like you said, not someone else. Like it just means that we're under surveillance, under more watch.
Yeah.
Because chariots pass by my house all the time. Like the day that I did that video about the brothers that have sinned.
Yeah.
That very same night, two chariots. One went big one, they are light like a star, it got smaller and smaller and it's disappeared. And I saw another one, it was cloudy in it. I saw another one that's moving through the clouds, man. So chariots always pass literally just over my house. Because I've got a long road of houses here, but the chariots always literally past my house. Not past the next door neighbors or anybody else, my house.
Yeah, because they're checking up on the prophets.
Again, part of keeping that modest mind is it to my destruction or is it to my salvation?
That's right.
That's why they call it chariots of salvation and destruction.
That's absolutely.
You have to keep that in mind. You have to keep that in mind all the time. Because, you know, obviously, you're happy to see, because you know that's our salvation, but at the same time, like you say, it's a double-edged sword, but that could be our destruction.
Exactly. Two-edged sword. You can use your death to your salvation. Don't know. The Lord can deliver you from the sword or destroy you.
That's right. That's why it's a two-edged sword.
A two-edged sword. So let me read this again. Second Esdras, because we're going back to you know, the mysteries are revealed into the lowly, right? Because you're bringing out all the precepts about the Lord that revealed these things. And I said, because we're worthy. And I said, what makes you worthy? Part of what makes you worthy is having a modest opinion of your soul. That's what I said, read it one more time. 2 Esdras 8, verse 48. In this also thou art marvelous before the Most High, in that thou hast humbled thyself as it becometh thee, and hast not judged thyself worthy to be much glorified among the righteous. For many great miseries shall be done to them that in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have walked in great pride, man. See that? Because they haven't humbled themselves, man. You see what I'm saying? See, the Most High can put a spirit of pride in you just to justify destroying you.
That's right.
Or he can put a spirit of humility in you, yeah, to draw you near to him.
He did the same thing to Pharaoh. He hardened his heart.
There you go. Thank you.
Yeah.
See that? That's deep.
Nebuchadnezzar as well.
Nebuchadnezzar, that's right.
Nebuchadnezzar.
That's right.
Philippians 2 and 3, it reads, "Let nothing be done in strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind, let each esteem each other better than themselves.
There you go. See that?
Look not every man on his own things, but every man also on the things of others."
Read that again.
The book of Philippians 2 and 3, and it reads, "Let nothing be done in strife or vainglory, but in lowliness of mind."
Lowliness of mind. Lowly.
Let each esteem other better than themselves. Look not every man to his own things, but every man also to the things of others.
Yeah, what does that mean? Looking after the things of others. Checking that brother's alright, man. Are you okay? How you been feeling well? You been sleeping well? Like, you know, you check up the brothers, man. That's how you see. But that's the Most High teaching us how to love one another. When you're in the world, we think that love is like an emotion. But actually, you need to be taught how to love your brother, man.
That's right.
You actually need to be taught that, man. You're actually learning by reading the scriptures how to love one another.
That's
And
right.
you would have never have known it unless you read.
love me, keep my commandments.
Huh?
And if you love me, keep my commandments.
That's
My
right.
commandments. And even in that, you gotta read it. In order to know it. When they say blessed is he that read it.
You know what people, they will say God is inside them and they already know right from wrong, Clearly they don't. But even in the scripture says, obviously we know there's something the spirit has inside that we do naturally.
That's
but
right.
How people seem to think that's everything that they know.
No.
Good and bad inside them. So, like you said, we need to understand what right and wrong is in the scripts, man.
Right.
We don't know what right and wrong is inside, but how people do. Right and wrong is in there first. We gotta read it.
That's right.
Because we're taught right and wrong as an emotional thing. But it's actually not an emotional thing. It's actually a thing that goes along with being instructed, following instructions, duty.
That's exactly. Because the love in this world is the feminine love.
That's
That
exactly
emotion.
what it is. It's feminine.
That homo love, man.
That's what it is.
Roman love.
Loving everybody. That's that feminine love, man. That feminine energy. That's why I said women shall rule over them.
That's right.
It's that feminine love, man. That it's all about your heart, man.
It's how you make somebody feel. It's how you make someone feel.
That's
That's
that.
how you love them.
And women are about their feelings. Men stick to the script.
That's right. That's
Men
right.
stick to the script.
That's right.
Love is your actions, not your words, man. And women down and how you say things, not your, what's your action. They bring you on how you say things.
Women are emotional creatures.
Yeah, that's
They're
right.
emotional creatures.
That's right.
They go based off their emotions. Even if it's the truth, they go based off their emotions. And a lot of niggas do too.
Yeah, exactly.
And women are meant to be guided by a man. They're not meant to have their own independent mind.
Yeah.
And that shows you that a man is made. A lot of these niggas that, as you said, that they're emotional, it's true. Because they're not men. Real men is getting into the scriptures, man. This is what makes you. It takes time for you to really understand it's the scriptures that make you into a man.
That's right.
That give you discipline, that give you temperance, that give you patience, give you a sound mind, self-control, it teaches you self-control, it teaches you to have class, man, to have integrity,
Integrity, exactly. Long
This is
suffering.
all makes the Lord is making you into a new man, an actual man. But prior before, he was living after the rudiments of the world, and the rudiments of the world is for feminine energy, man. So you're literally transferring from feminine energy to masculine
That's
energy.
right.
That's why I said what? Hold on, let me get this. We're gonna go back to Matthew 13. But what did it say? In Isaiah. It's in Isaiah. Hold on. Isaiah 46 verse 8. Remember this and show yourselves men. Bring it again to mind, O ye transgressors. Because we were transgressors, man.
That's right.
Transgressing the Most High's laws, offending the Heavenly Father, disrespecting Him through our conversation, our way of life. But then when they say, remember this and show yourselves men. So how do you show yourself as a man? By coming into this truth, man.
And staying in the truth, staying grounded in the word.
Exactly. So this is the blueprint of how to become a man. The Lord has given you the necessary nutrients, the tools and equipment to make you into the man that's worthy of deliverance, man. That's worthy of a crown. That's worthy of a throne. That's worthy of a scepter. That's worthy to sit on the throne ruling over all nations. That's why you have to take hold of wisdom. If you desire thrones and scepters, man. I told you that in Wisdom of Solomon. He says so.
No, I was going to say that I'm thinking David told Solomon how he's supposed to be a man, but he has to follow the Most High's way.
Let me get that. I remember that one. It's yeah, go ahead. This is on 1 Kings chapter 2, verse 1. Now the days of David drew nigh, that he should die. And he charged Solomon his son, saying, I go the way of all the earth. Be thou strong therefore, and show thyself a man. And keep the charge of Yahawah thy God, to walk in his ways, to keep his statutes, and his commandments, and his judgments, and his testimonies, as it is written in the law of Moses, that thou mayest prosper in all that thou doest, and whithersoever thou turnest thyself. That's right, man. That's right. That's how you show yourself as a man. And when they say in Joshua, you got to be very courageous to keep these laws, man. You got to be very courageous to keep this word. But as the days are getting more evil, it's going to be more of a crime to represent this word. It's going to be seen as more of a crime to represent Yahawah and Yahawah.
That's right.
We're literally going to be enemies of the state in representing the Yahawah and Yahawah.
That's right. Terrorists.
Seen as terrorists. So that's why I said what they say in Joshua. Hold on, let me get it. Yeah, this is Joshua 1 verse 7. 1 verse 7. Only be thou strong and very courageous, that thou mayest observe to do according to all the law which Moses my servant commanded thee. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. Right. Again, that's that narrow
path.
Don't turn to the
floods and the
right hand or to the left. Exactly.
And the fire on the right, yeah.
Keep your eyes single. What did Paul say? I forget those things which are behind, and I press toward the mark, the high calling of Yahawah. Yes, as the Philippians. Meaning, don't turn back, man. That looks right. Don't turn back. Because what did she do? She looked to the left hand or to the right hand. That's what she did. Her eye was the sin. That makes sense. Because why? Because she lacked faith, man. She lacked faith. Pray for, if you're going to pray, man, pray for faith, man. Pray for faith. And you stay on that narrow path.
Narrow path.
Okay, let me read that again. Turn not from it to the right hand or to the left, that thou mayest prosper whithersoever thou goest. This book of the law shall not depart out of thy mouth, but thou shalt meditate therein day and night, that thou mayest observe to do according to all that is written therein. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. Right. So in keeping these things, I knew he was gonna come, you know. Yeah. This the brother from he was with us from my aunt. I was with my aunt. He finished there from the end. But yeah. So you know I teach on Mondays. Mondays I'm out. Mondays. So it says right, middle of verse 8. For then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, and then thou shalt have good success. So there's spirits attached to us keeping these commandments, man, and keeping his faith. Because if we keep his faith and we keep our eyes single, the Lord will make our way prosperous, man. He's gonna be with us. And that takes faith to believe that. A lot of our people don't have faith. They say, what this brother read before, he says, what's it going to profit us that we're going to observe all the laws, the ordinances, man? What's it going to profit us? That's what the majority of our people are saying. They don't see no profit in coming up there and even listening. Why? Because the scripture says it's foolishness to them. So, he said, for then thou shalt make thy way prosperous, then thou shalt have good success. have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed.
That's right.
For Yahawah thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Hey, what did it say? What did the Most High say to Jeremiah? He said, how did it say? He said, I will confound you before them. Don't be confounded before them. How did it say? That's it. Jeremiah chapter 1 verse 17. Thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise. It says, thou therefore gird up thy loins and arise, and speak unto them all that I command thee. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. So the Most High saying, listen, don't fear their faces, man. So the Most High is demanding that we be courageous, even to preach His word before our own people. Be not dismayed at their faces, lest I confound thee before them. Meaning, don't be dismayed at their faces, or the Most High will confound us before them, man. So we can't be afraid, or the Most High will confound us before our own people. We're commanded to be courageous. So going back to what I was saying about the point about, he said, what was I saying in Joshua? Joshua 1:9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid, neither be thou dismayed. For Yahawah thy God is with thee, whithersoever thou goest. Right. That's what I'm saying. The Most High is, so we're not even allowed to be afraid, man, when we're teaching this word. That's why I said, gird thy loins like a man.
You have to be bold.
Exactly.
Bold as a lion.
So to be a prophet, you gotta be a man, man. But people think that being a man of God is all about love and everything. No, you gotta be hard, man. You gotta be hard.
That's a false balance, that is. That's effeminate and it's one-sided.
That's right, man.
Incorrect.
Because to be a man, you gotta deal with humiliation. To be out here, you gotta deal with that, man. Humiliation. The looks on off people's faces.
Right.
It's gonna say, be not dismayed at their faces, man. Why? Because our people are going to look at us like we're crazy. And the whole world will look at you like you're crazy. What happened with Job? Look what happened to Job, man. When you read about to be a man of the Lord, you have to be courageous. You can't be afraid. You're not allowed to be afraid. You're not. I've commanded you to be courageous, man. Let me read that one more time. Joshua 1:9. Have not I commanded thee? Be strong and of a good courage. Be not afraid. Moses commanding you. Neither be thou dismayed. When they say, be not dismayed at their faces, or I'll confound you before them. The Lord will punish you for being afraid, man. The Most High will punish you for being afraid. The Most High doesn't respect weakness, man. That type of weakness. Where you're too afraid to teach this word. That's what I said. The fearful and unbelieving. The whoremongers and murderers shall have their part to play. They'll have their part in the lake that burneth for fire and brimstone. The fearful and unbelieving. That's the top two on the list. So what was I gonna give, man? It just went out of my head. Went out of my head, man. You have a precept. Bring that precept now. I'll come back to what I said.
Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 12, verse 17.
Yeah.
For when men do not believe that thou art full of power, thou showest thy strength. And among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest.
Read that again.
Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 17. For when men will not believe that thou art full of power, thou showest thy strength.
Right.
And among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest.
Wait, what was your piece?
Wisdom of Solomon 12 17.
That's deep. Read that one more time.
Wisdom of Solomon 12 and 17. For when men will not believe that thou art full of power,
When men will not believe that thou art full of power,
thou showest thy strength.
the Most High shows his strength.
And among them that know it, thou makest their boldness manifest.
The Most High will make our boldness manifest, man. Okay? So we're bold now to teach this word. Imagine how much more bold we're going to be when Yahawah returns. Brothers are fearless to teach this word out in public now because of the faith that we have, man. How much more bold are we going to be when Yahawah return in power and great glory, man? The scripture says what? That we're going to give praises unto the Most High, man. That's right. I remember you, brother. How are you? I was right.
Remember from last week, I was the
Yeah. That's cool, squad. I'll be out here for a while.
It's strange how in Job, like when wild beasts comes, that you're not going to be afraid. Somewhere in Job around there, when wild beasts come. Yeah. I can't remember the precept, but somewhere around Job says when beasts come, you're not going to be scared.
Right. Oh,
I want to make a point. Let the brother break it down. But I want to make a point.
You want to make a point?
Yeah. Yeah, so basically the point I want to make is about fear. So when you're fearful, you're demonstrating a lack of faith, right? So if we all have fears and demons that we're dealing with. Well, if we're out here pushing the word and we're demonstrating fear, we're literally demonstrating a lack of faith and people will pick up on it. Yeah? So that's why we can't have a spirit of fear. You have to have a spirit of boldness.
Right. Yeah. You know, I believe that's what made King David such a great warrior.
That's right.
That's his faith. He said, I will not fear what man can do unto me.
Right.
That's the mentality that you have, man. When you're in this truth, man. Fearless. Become a fearless warrior.
So basically,
especially when you're devoted to this, man. You can't be part-time in this truth. You can't be on and off lukewarm. But that lukewarm spirit, man, that's gonna quench your spirit.
That's right.
Scripture says, covet to prophecy. Covet to these things, man. Covet to this, man. Immerse yourself in this truth. That's what makes that spirit work with you even stronger. You know what I mean?
I see as well, man. I was too cool myself for a long time, man. And know that fear fell upon me, man. Like, I would have been destroyed in this. And I go down with this place. And I prayed. And you know, the one Yahawah should never shine.
That's right.
You see what I'm saying? That's how the Most High will give you a truth. And then you try to run like Jonah, try to run away from that.
In the belly of the beast.
But the Most High put you right back, man. So no, I'm not finished. You see, but I was going back to what I was saying about you gotta be fearless, courageous, because you gotta deal with the humiliation. That's what I was talking about, right?
That's right.
This is Job chapter 19, verse 17. My breath is strange to my wife, though I entreated for the children's sake of mine own body. Yea, young children despised me. I arose, and they spake against me. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they whom I loved are turned against me. My bone cleaveth to my skin and to my flesh, and I am escaped with the skin of my teeth. Have pity upon me, O ye my friends, for the hand of the Most High have touched me. You know, so when you read this again, you read verse 17. My breath is strange to my wife, though I entreated for the children's sake of mine own body. So the people around you are going to turn on you. Your wife, right? Verse 18. Yea, young children despised me. I arose and they spake against me. All my inward friends abhorred me, and they who I loved are turned against me.